Hello, this is iPav here, and I'm here to talk about my current state of the League of Legends. Um, in Season 9, I have reached 3 accounts in a Challenger as just playing Teemo. Around starting from May, I start playing it. Today is August 16th, and this patch is 9.16, and I have been playing more Teamfight Tactics than Summer Rift. I don't enjoy the Summer Rift anymore. And the reasons is what I'm about to talk about. Reason is pretty much sole reason is the balance. Balance of Summer's Rift, I'd give about 3 out of 10, while the Teamfight Tactic is 8 out of 10. Why is it this way? It's because the way that the game has been designed and what the Riot wants both to do. Here it is. I'm gonna put two different stuff: show and player base. Show is generally a 0.3%. I'm not sure about the exact, but it's very low percent, high top tier players, challengers, and pros, right? While the player base is like a 90% of the population, which I would say average about the silver. Okay? And now the question is, do we have to balance every champions to have a 50% win rate for the higher player base, which are silvers, or do we have to set it for a challenger pros? It's a difficult question, right? One may say, hey, you gotta do it for a player base. Hey, we gotta do it for a show. Well, what should we choose? Now, here's what the Riot has chosen. They chose both. Very smart, right? They chose both. One for the player base and one for the show. And they chose which specific type of champions to be shown up on the show. Azir, for example. And which type of champions will be balanced for the players to play enjoyable. Teemo, Garen, and Annie and Tryndamere and so on. Azir and Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, all that stuff. But let's give this as an example. And what this is telling us is that Riot puts up certain champions to be strong enough for the challengers to play well. Even though that the Azir is very stronger than Teemo, yet Teemo gets to be played a lot more in the silvers because he's just easier to play. That's right. Silver players are not really like a bad players or like a dumb. A lot of people tends to say that lower tier players are dumb, but that's not it. It's just that the lower tier players generally don't put that much time on this game, so they are not as good. Well, with less time spent on the game, which champion is better for them to pick up to perform well? Is it Teemo or Azir? Definitely Teemo. Right? That's what it is. That's why Teemo and Garen are very lower tier champions. The lower tier champions likes to pick them. It's not that they're bad, it's just that they don't spend that as much time as the pro players. The pro players get to spend like way more times. Challengers get way more time, and they get to find out which champion is actually the strongest. And they will only play a strongest champion, which is Azir. Now that basically pretty much answered it, right? And how does this happen? Is that for the attractions? What type of champion will attract a viewers much? More actions, more bloodfest, more QWER spams that you're able to do with the champion has shown more and higher actions in the game. Azir, Ryze, a Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, right? While the champions that are for the lower tiers don't really have that much of actions. You don't click the spells that much. It's just Teemo seems very simple, which doesn't attract the viewers as much as Azir does. So they forced Azir to be stronger than Teemo, and pro players just only play that. Challengers too. And which is pretty smart for their profits. They can get both a new players by attracting and then they can also satisfy the player base by balancing it this way. And Riot Ghost Crawler actually talked about this about 2-3 years ago, and I'd say this is a pretty good strategy. But what about the teamfight tactic then? Isn't teamfight tactic the same way? Aren't they gonna separate the for a show and a player base? They don't. They don't do it that way. More like they can't, because there's no such thing as a proficiencies that happens. As in, there's no such thing as a difficult team comp to do or easy team comp to do. There's no such thing. If the high tier players can pull out, let's say, a 0 team comp, the lower tier player base, 90% of the players, the silvers, can pull out the Azir the same way too. That's why. If challengers play Azir well, then silvers can play Azir well too. Because there's no such thing as a skill cap happens. There's no skill cap in teamfight tactic. If you build Azir, then the result is number 1. Then if you pull the Azir in the silver, then the result is the same, number 1. As Summer's Rift, it's different. Faker plays Azir in a challenger scene, that's the number 1. Then the bronze players, let's say Ivan pulls out the Azir in the bronze tier, silver tier, then that's not number 1, that's like -1. It's negative. Something like that. Although teamfight tactic is the result is the same. Yeah. So that's why teamfight tactic, they have to focus on balancing everything in one page. But Summer's Rift, they have to take 2 different pages and balance it 2 different ways. And Teemo Garens are more for the beginners, beginner-friendly champions. Beginner-friendly, the tutorials type of champions must exist based on their ideas. So that's that way. And in my response to this, as a player feeling-wise, not looking at a business type of a profits and stuff, if I were to be the Riot, I'd just balance it different way. 1 for the diamond and above, and 1 for the below the plat, or below the diamond. So let's see, Azir's base attack, let's say, auto attack damage, does a damage of 1 in diamond and above, and Azir, the same champion in a less than diamond, does a 2 damage. So Azir is stronger if you're playing less than diamonds, but Azir is weaker if you play above diamond. And every champion's to be the same way. Yeah. Balance it differently depending on the tier. Well, just on 2 different sides. You don't have to make it like 3 or 4. I guess you can if you have more players that plays this game, but at current stage, I think a 2 is enough. But this will definitely make Riot to work 2 or 3 times more or 4 times more, I don't know. Which isn't really good for them, right? So, this is not going to happen, but it's just my own imagination. If probably this is the only way that I could probably start playing and enjoying playing this game. Yeah. And that is the balance talk. And how about the Teemo state? How bad is Teemo then? Or how has Teemo been? Teemo, if I were to graph it, since I started playing a Teemo around the Challengers starting from Season 5, I was already a meta player back in Season 3, and I was playing around the pretty high tier 2. Not Challenger, but like Masters right below that. Yeah. But the Master did not exist back in the days. It used to be a Diamond. Yeah. Diamond 50 points and above are basically Masters, because right after Diamond, it was a Challenger. And the Challengers, there were not 200 people or 300 people. There were only 50. Yeah, there were only 50 people in the Challenger. But anyways, this is a Teemo. And this is the meta. Meta has been getting stronger and stronger. The meta was already stronger than season 5 Teemo was, but it's getting stronger and stronger. And this is the gap that as a player has to fill up. iPav had to fill this up. And it's keep getting increasing. Even right now, it's increasing. Even right now. And for some of you guys who doesn't understand what this means is that, let's say, put an Akali right now in current stage of the Akali or Pantheon. Let's put these guys into straight up to the season 5. Move them to the season 5, but you know they would be staying here. This cap, Riot's not gonna allow this. Yeah, not that Riot, the players would cry about this so much that they're gonna get to the nerf down. Or more like this type of rework will never happen in the season 5. But the Teemo though, or Garen or any, if they go back to season 5, it's still the same. Nobody's gonna really complain about it. Now, does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what I mean about the Teemo state, how it's going. And this is the work that iPav has done. And honestly, I'm pretty tired of it. But I can still do it. The only way to do it, though, in current state of the Teemo, is not fun. Yes, there is a solution to close the gap. But that solution is a very unfun way to play right now, which is one shot. One shot, one kill. My current build is an Ignite with the Electrocute with the Gunblade first item, right? What does this tell you? What does this do? You Gunblade, Auto Q, Ignite, one shot. And why do I go this same build every games? Because this is the only solution to close that gap. What it means is it's a gamble. Either I snowball to win or just lose. That's it. And that's why my games always seem to be quite snowbally, right? It's either I one-shot them or they're gonna be the one who kills me. There's not many of the champions that I can kite anymore. There's no frozen mallet that allows me to kite them or slow them down anymore because frozen mallet has gotten nerfed. Glacial augment sucks too. And most of the times, enemy champions can one-shot the Teemo. And before the one-shot happens to myself, I have to one-shot them before it happens. And can I just kite them back? Can I just run away whenever they're trying to get close onto me? No, you don't. You can't. Because you don't have a 1000 range of jump like every 3 seconds like enemy champions do. The current meta does. Right? So you either kill them before you die, or you just die, take the loss. And that's the only way, very simple way for Teemo to get played in current meta. Some of you guys may say, oh, what if you go full tank? Full tank, can you do it full tank? Now, that sounded kind of idiotic, right? Because it is idiotic. You probably haven't tried out. Play tank. In current meta, tank has not been a meta for about 2 years now. Starting from Season 8, tank is not it. Not on just Teemo, just tank itself is not it. Tank has never been a thing. The reason is, even the tankers get one-shotted. And that's right. Riot has forced this game for more damages. And that's been a thing from Season 8 through Season 9. It's all about the damage of the league. Everyone builds a damage, one-shot each other. Even you play the League of Legends right now in Summer Rift, you'll almost never see a tankers getting played. Rarely, very rarely. Probably support can be played a tank, but just a support, that's it. Yeah. Everyone builds a damage. Top damage, jungle damage, mid always been damage with the ADC, but yep. And also another thing, if you sound like that I have made up the stuff, you can look up the high tier players. High tier players that plays one trick of non-meta, not the meta. Yeah, there are one trick meta players too, but I'm talking about the non-meta. like any player, Teemo player, Tryndamere player, Garen player, if you look at their win rate, they're mostly close to 50%. But honestly, just 50%. They may have a 51, 52, but that 1 or 2 is before they got to the challenger because of that. After they got challenger, I'm pretty sure it's quite damn 50%. And is it bad? It's not bad, but what the Riot is currently providing to the players is that if you have the quantity of the game played, the number of the game played allows you to just get more LP, more points. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, if you keep winning, you do get a better LP faster too, but generally the number of the games played allows you to get better LP. Is the system that Riot has pulled it off in current season. I think the main reason is that probably most of the high tier players don't like to play this game anymore. They probably quit. Even myself is like that too. Yeah. Yeah. And to answer you the last question, yeah. Why don't I play a meta? I used to play a meta, and I used to also play a non-meta too. And here's how I feel. If I take the win as a meta, then I don't feel anything. I got the win because I played a meta. If I take the loss as a meta, then I gotta blame someone for it. Of course, blame the team. Why is that? Answer is very simple. Because I follow the answer. I followed what pro players has answered me. You gotta play this type of a champion with this type of item set and this type of a play style, then you will take the win. If you don't take the win, then you gotta blame your team for it. That's the meta. And this is probably one of the main reasons why League community is a little quite toxic. Non-meta is like this. Non-meta, if I take the win as a Teemo, playing a Teemo, then I know that the Teemo is weaker than almost anyone that is getting played in the challenger scene. I feel accomplishment. I feel very special, you know. I took the win only solely because I'm a better player than he is. I did better than any of them. That kind of feel. If I take the loss, what kind of feel that I get is that sometimes, yeah, I can blame the team. I can still blame the team too. I probably did blame the team probably 1 out of 10 games every time. But it's mostly I look for a improvement. What if I look for a better build next time? What if I look for a better place next time? It's because the answer is not given. Non-meta champions are not getting played in the pro scenes, which means the answer is not given. It's a freestyle. You gotta answer it by yourself. You're not spoiled. There's no answer. No answer means that you have to find the answer by yourself, and that's where the true fun of the League of Legends that I had by playing with Teemo. Experimenting the items, experimenting the plays, then I can see myself getting better, and that's where the true fun was coming in this game. And that's why I don't like to play meta. Meta feels like I'm already spoiled. But non-meta doesn't feel like it's spoiled. I just, you know. Honestly, Teamfight Tactic is the same way too. Teamfight Tactic, if I just follow whatever the meta is, it doesn't feel that much of accomplishment. Oh yeah, this team comp is definitely strongest. Yeah, I'm just confirming that the meta is the strongest. Yeah, it's not that I have outsmarted any of them or outplayed any of them. I don't feel that way. But if I play just the freestyle in a teamfight tactic, I play normal games a lot. That's why. Yeah. If you play normal games, then you can do freestyle more often. But if you play ranked game in teamfight tactic, then everyone just goes the same build and you just go like, ah. If you don't follow that build, then you're not gonna win either. So, yeah, normal games, the teamfight tactic are really fun to play for me, just because of that feeling of, like, you know, getting improvement, and I get to experiment, not getting spoiled. Social media is definitely the problem. Social media's YouTube stuff gives you the answers already. Even Ivan Pavlo puts out the Teemo builds in the YouTube. What a spoiler, right? So that's the main reason that I enjoy more of Teamfight Tactic, and I mostly just play normal games. I played a few, as you see, some Teamfight Tactic games too. I'm currently silver too, rank game, but I don't think I'll be playing rank game that much either, just because I don't want to get spoiled. I'm looking for more entertaining games nowadays instead of competitive games. Seems to be just full of a spoil nowadays. Not any of us are being unique anymore, because when one player finds out one strategy that is really good, then everyone starts copying it, so that it doesn't really feel that special anymore. Back in the days, there were some special. Back in the days, there were so many like one-trick ponies, and then having such a different characters on each of the player was, and that was kind of fun. And I still like it that way too, but nowadays, social medias, yeah, that does not happen. So normal games is where I get to have fun. So that's my current state of the League of Legends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.